on today's episode of Life University.
Quickly learned that I didn't love architecture. It's difficult with leasing because it's somebody else's building, but you're still putting a lot of money into it. Today we're in the red. We are so slow today, and we were slow yesterday. You couldn't ever predict when you're going to be busy or when you're going to be slow, but it's guaranteed you're going to be slow.
Finally, perfect time to get some work done.
And now, my Pokemon, you knock off. Now you start that part. Come on, guys, let's go play in the front. Yeah, sure. Might as well outside. Oh yeah, me too. Oh my God! Ow, ow.
I just need a nice, quiet place and a good coffee. You know what? Let me see if I can find a professional. Yeah, this gonna work. This is perfect.
Yeah. Clock in, clock out. Still dream when the lights go down. Every hustle got a story to teach. From the corner to the corporate suite. Yeah. Welcome to Life University. Oh, where the real ones write the syllabus for me. Every scar, every win, every truth we see. Turn the struggle in a game. Turn a game to a degree. This is Life University. Yeah.
Welcome back to another episode of Life University. This is the second episode of our double feature today. We just had an amazing episode with Dr. Haywood. Right now we're at Red Dessert Dive with the owner, Jessica. Let's go ahead and grab her and ask her some questions to see how she turned this from a project to reality. Let's go. All right, guys, back at Life University, we're sitting down with Jessica. We're gonna ask her a few questions on how she got started and turned this project into reality. So Jessica, tell us, what do you do here? How did you start this? Where does the name Red Dessert Dive come from? Give us your background, kind of lay of land.
Yeah, so Red Dessert Dive is, Red was my grandmother's nickname that my papa called her. She was the baker in the family. I loved eating her desserts. So I thought it was appropriate to name the shop after her. So we opened the Heights location 12 years ago. And then this location we opened a year and a half ago. This location, like I said earlier, is much larger. And so we're able to have private events and things like that. So 12 years ago when I opened the Heights location, my background is actually architecture.
Okay.
And I was practicing and just always knew that I wanted to own my own business and always assumed that it would be in the design architecture field, but quickly learned that I didn't love architecture, but still wanted to own my own business. So I was like, you know what? I love dessert. My dad, I grew up with my dad building restaurants. So being on that side of the industry, was like, I think I would like to just give it a shot. I was 31 when I opened it. So I was like, if it fails, I'll be okay. And we're risk takers in my family. So I was like, what the heck, why not? And it worked. It took off. And it's been awesome. It's been hard. And when I was first opening and operating, I had never worked in a restaurant before. I had no idea what I was doing. I was working about 90 hours a week. It was insane. But now 12 years later, I have a wonderful staff. I have a partner now. My head chef from the original location is still with me, and she's awesome. So I made her a partner in the business. And then I have wonderful management, wonderful staff. And so I pop my head into each location a few times a week, and I pay bills, and I work from home a lot because it's difficult to get work done here sometimes with customers and staff and stuff. So I have a lot of flexibility in my job right now, which is really nice.
Yeah, funny enough, my background is also architecture.
Oh, really?
I was doing AutoCAD.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked it. It was it's definitely unique. I only stopped because my college actually shut down.
Oh no.
So I was on my way to getting my degree, and I was like, do I want to go back to school?
Right. It was like a sign.
Should I just take this? Yeah, because they kind of wiped my debt all away because they were like, the school's gone. So I didn't know if I wanted to get back into it, get more debt, or just take that, get out of jail free card and, go a different route. But I love to hear, about your pivot. And I think it's very big when you get older. You kind of make those decisions when you get older and you're like, let me just pivot to something else. Because sometimes people just say, I'll just stick where I'm at, So I love that you had the courage to kind of pivot to something else. When you made that pivot, I know you said you had your father. What else was there any other support systems in place that kind of helped you make that pivot besides your father? Or
I mean, my family is a huge support system and friends. I had a lot of encouragement that, you always hear people talking about starting a business now. People are like, you can't do it, or you shouldn't, or people, talking you down. But I thank God didn't have that. I just had a lot of people supporting me and saying, go get it, girl. So yeah, my parents, huge support system. And
were there any licenses or anything that you particularly need to get before you had to open the business? What was, I guess, some of the technical aspects of opening this business?
So it was mostly like building out the space. So the Heights location was a vacant space, really old POS building that I designed actually. So I was able to do the drawings and the permitting and everything like that. So obtaining my building permit and going through that process, it kind of leads you to all the permits that you need because you have to get inspections and like health inspection, and you can't get that health inspection until you get a grease trap permit and the food handler's permit and all of that sort of stuff. So it kind of like you can't open until you have these things.
Right. So it's kind of a snowball effect of different, regulations. And, I opened up a food truck, so I kind of know the process myself. But man, it's grueling. And
It is.
It's so scary when the health department comes and you're like, please let me pass. Please let me pass. But I know when you guys finally probably passed and they gave you the certificate, it was probably like a relief off your head, right?
Yes, very much so. And it's a process, and it's the city of Houston, and I'm sure any city is just, it's hard. Lots of delays.
And speaking of like the city and just like the building itself, what was the process of not even just like finding the first location? What was it like choosing this particular location? Because you guys were successful. How did you get to this location too?
So the original location was I lived nearby, and I was running one day and I saw the building and I was like, that just looks like it's supposed to be my bakery. And that kind of guided me. Like I wasn't really ready to open a storefront or do anything like that, but I was like, that is so cute. That just looks like it's supposed to be my bakery, and it kind of made things happen. And then after being open we opened here a year and a half ago, but I actually owned this property. I bought this probably 4 years ago it's been. So between the time of opening the first location and purchasing this location, it was just having a better understanding of like what I need as far as a size of a space is concerned and everything like that. And the goal was to, I wanted to own the space. And honestly, I love this area and I love this neighborhood, and it needs more things like this. So I was more than happy to bring a concept like this to Oak Forest. But also I could afford it. Like land is not cheap, and like this was a little bit on the cheaper side that I could actually afford. So the location and being able to afford it, and the fact that this area needs more concepts like this guided me to.
Now, what is the difference between leasing now and versus owning? Because I know you own this one. So what are the differences when you own this one and then lease the other one?
So there's benefits to both and negative aspects to both. Leasing is you don't have control over a lot of things, but you're also able to call a landlord and say, hey, fix this.
Yeah.
Whereas when you own it, you got to fix it. You got to figure it out.
Yeah.
It's difficult with leasing because it's somebody else's building, but you're still putting a lot of money into it.
Yeah.
So when you're paying to improve flooring or wall surfaces or anything like that, it's just throwing money away versus at least when you invest in something that you own, it's your own investment.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's really the biggest difference.
So I did some digging and I seen on your website that you did some research, I would call it sugar research. Where did you travel to and what did you learn?
All over. A lot of New York.
Yeah.
I lived in New York for a little bit, and so I know that that's where kind of my love for bakeries and dessert shops and stuff like that. They have just the cutest little spots there. So a ton of New York, which really inspired my first location that's a lot smaller. And then Switzerland, chocolate, for sure. Switzerland was awesome.
Yeah.
I couldn't eat enough chocolate.
Yeah.
It was so fun. Spain, a lot of Spain. Paris, French pastries are so delicious. Mexico. Yeah, really, really great stuff in Mexico. I just love that that's part of my job to get to travel the world and try different things. And it's a combination of trying different products and seeing what kind of product we want to sell here, but also seeing spaces and how, obviously my design background, I'm interested in floor plans and you'd be very surprised how important it is to understand psychology of people when they enter a space, where they initially go to check out versus where you want them to go, the flow of a restaurant, the flow of back of house, how you want your staff to operate to where they're not running into each other, that sort of stuff. So I really pay attention to that sort of stuff when I'm traveling as well.
Now, I know you said you're not the chef or the head chef. How big of a role do you play as far as making the menu and even sourcing some of the materials that you guys, because I know you traveled, you kind of have these high quality materials. You want to keep that same high quality. So how do you source those same products and how big of a role do you play as far as that menu?
Yep. So now not a lot anymore. At the beginning, totally. And so my head chef and I worked hand in hand at the very beginning to create our menu, which 85% of what we have today is what we started with 12 years ago.
Yeah.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
We add some specialty items throughout the week, and especially on the weekends. We always try to have a seasonal specialty item, and honestly now she's got it. She's in charge of the kitchen. She's been with me for 12 years. I trust her wholly and completely. And she has wonderful staff members as well that are super creative, and they create stuff better than I could ever think of. So it was fun to get to do it at the beginning, and I really did have a role, but now they've got it. Let the pros do what they do.
And then how does she source those materials? Is it local? Is it specific vendors?
So we use local vendors, but they outsource. So our chocolate that we use is Valrhona, which is a dark chocolate, a French dark chocolate that ain't cheap, but it's really good and it's worth it. But we get it through a local vendor. So yeah.
This is LifeUniversity. Yeah. Same bus, same route. Headphones on, drown the doubt. Saw my future in a cracked phone screen. Say my name like it's already on the beam. Missed calls, missed sleep.
I know that when running a business, it's not always going to be, great days. You might be in the red some days. How do you kind of navigate those particular days when you might be in the red, you're looking kind of iffy? How do you continue to get up and, say, hey, you guys come to work and, do payroll and stuff like that?
Yeah. It's easier now after being open for so long.
Yeah.
So in the beginning, I would say that one way that I stayed out of the red in the beginning was to be there and to do all of it myself. That's really kind of the only way to stay out of the red. We were very lucky and made money from the beginning, and have always kind of done okay. So there's not a whole lot of being in the red, but I will say, like, today we're in the red. We are so slow today, and we were slow yesterday, but we're always busy on the weekends.
Yeah.
So you just kind of know, like, a Tuesday's going to be slow, Wednesday's going to be slow, but you're going to kill it on Saturday.
Right. So it makes up for it.
So it makes up for it, yeah. So you
Okay.
just kind of like always know that. And some fun fact that we know that, like, you couldn't ever predict
Yeah.
when you're going to be busy or when you're going to be slow, but it's guaranteed you're going to be slow the week after a holiday. So, like, we just had Easter. We know we're going to be slower this week, like, without fail.
Yeah, everybody had their Easter dinners. They went
Yep.
grocery shopping, bought those groceries. I'm not going out to eat.
Yep, exactly.
And I know you touched on this neighborhood, and I know you said the other location was close to home.
Mhm.
So why, to you, is it so important to build these businesses in the heart of Houston like this?
Well, I won't say Houston born and raised. I'm Tomball born and raised.
Yeah.
But I'm a Houston area native.
Yeah.
It's home and I love it. And the Heights, choosing the Heights location, my family has a history in the Heights. My grandfather grew up on 18th Street, and the family still owns the house that he grew up in. So, like, having that history and connection to the community is really cool. And then actually my family has a ton of history in Oak Forest as well. I have a great grandmother that lives right there.
Oh, wow.
I could walk to her house.
Wow.
So it's home for me, and it's what I know, and it's what I love.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you answering some of our questions.
Yeah.
She might show us a couple things on the inside too.
Yeah.
Clock in, clock out. Still dream when the lights go down. Every hustle got a story to teach. From the corner to the corporate suite. Yeah. Welcome to Life University. Oh.
We're here with Mrs. Jessica, and she is going to show us around her beautiful coffee restaurant, and they also have a dessert bar. So if you want to go ahead and give us a little tour of the area.
Yeah, sure. Come on in. So this is our second location. Our first location is in the Heights. This location is much larger than the Heights location, so we've got a nice little retail area behind you guys. And then this is where you'll come and place your dessert order. These are all our goodies that we bake fresh every single day.
Yummy.
Yeah, really delicious looking. And we have gluten-free and vegan items every single day. We have breakfast items every day. We have a lot of breakfast items on the weekends because weekends are where it hits. So lots of egg sandwiches, things like that on the weekends. And then cold case, bread pudding, of course, made with our day-old croissants. And then a full coffee program. We have really experienced baristas that have been with me for 5+ years, so we make an excellent coffee drink. And then we have a little seating area here. And then back here, we also have more seating. And this is actually a room that can be rented out for private events.
Oh, wow.
We have a baby shower this weekend. Great for people that are studying, looking for a little bit more of a quiet space. So that's it.
Every hustle got a story to teach. Yeah. What if every no was just a redirection? What if every loss was quiet protection? I hold my doubt in my two bare hands. Crush it down, let it fall like sand. Welcome to Life University. Oh, but the real ones write the syllabus for me. Every scar, every win, every truth we see. Trying to struggle and again. Turn again to a degree. This is Life University. Yeah.
What a great episode that was. First of all, I want to say thank you so much to Jessica for just inviting us out and letting us be able to come into her space. Let's go ahead and get into our 3 keys for this week. So my first key is going to be aesthetic. With a background in architecture, let me just tell you, as soon as you walk through those doors, it just feels like a weight just drops instantly. Jessica did her thing on that second shop. She engineered a whole sanctuary. Just being able to come into that location and design it from the ground up, it really allowed her to give it a level of intention that you rarely see really any coffee shops that you go into. She really successfully captured that elusive Zen workspace energy, and I love it. My second key is going to be home. We learned in the video, she grew up just blocks away from both of her locations. So she really just have a perspective that, you really can't buy. You can't come from somewhere else and try to have that same perspective. Like, she grew up in that area and now own 2 successful businesses. It's amazing. And finally, my last key will be ownership. During the video, she made it very clear that, hey, this second location, we're going to go all in and we're going to own it. You know, some entrepreneurs, they might settle for a second lease, and, you know, it might work for some people. But for Jessica, she made that strategic move to say, hey, I want to step into true ownership. I want to own this from top to bottom. And, you know, and of course, that's going to have its own set of unique challenges. But hey, she just secured a legacy that a lease could never give her. From moving to occupying a space to making it a home for her and her business. And those are my keys this week. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you guys loved the episode. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. Everything that you guys do helps us grow. And if you have any businesses that you want to recommend, or if you are a business that's watching and you want to be able to get in touch with us, please. Our contact information is down below in our bio. I will see you again next week. LU out.